Hey, it's your boy the Crypto Goon, and shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up once again. Zebec Network. What happened? So before we get over to Zebec Network, I want to go over some crazy news with AI Trade 500, and this is day 3. Now, if you're here just for Zebec Network, the timestamps are down in the description. Feel free to skip ahead. Now, before we get started, I am not your financial advisor. Please feel free to drop down into the description and check out the disclaimer. So as you can see on the screen, I have withdrawn over $200 and I have earned about $300. Now, I started out with $500 and I made an additional deposit yesterday of $1,500. With AI Trade 500, you get 10% in passive income on your money every single day. And so far on day 3, I have earned a total of $300. So to withdraw the money, I'm going to come down here and click on withdraw. And for this particular transaction, I'm going to use Tether BEP20. And then I'll come down here, I'll put in the amount, which is available of $200. I click request, come over here to confirm. And as you can see here, the withdrawal has been processed. And within a couple seconds, the money came right to my wallet. Now I also have here an affiliate commission of $18.95. So I'm going to come down here to withdraw, type in $18.95, and then click request. Come over here to confirm. And as you can see, the withdrawal has been processed. And just like that, it came straight to my wallet. And if you ever have any problems or any questions, you can feel free to reach out to their support, which is available anytime via their Telegram channel right here at the top, as you can see. So right now we're on their main page. As you can see here, AI Trade 500. Now, who is AI Trade 500? They are a company that has advanced AI trade bots, and they trade using the sophisticated artificial intelligence technology, and then they share their profits with the investors. Now, the investment offer that they have is 10% daily for 15 days. And the minimum withdrawal is $2. You can withdraw your money anytime. The deposit is included in the total return. The total return is 150%. Your net profit is 50%, and the planned duration is 15 days. The minimum deposit is $20 all the way up to a maximum deposit of $50,000. So for example, if you were to invest $1,000 into this for 15 days, your daily earnings will be $100. The total return will be $1,500, and your net profit will be $500 over the duration of 15 days. And this $100 can be withdrawn every single day. As I mentioned earlier, the minimum withdrawal amount is $2 and it comes to your wallet instantly. And on top of that, there are no fees. And looking into the company on the UK government website, they are registered with Companies House. And as you can see, they are an active company. The registered office address is in London. They are a private company. As you can see right here, the company status is active and they are registered until June of next year. And the nature of their business is fund management activities. So this shows that they are, in fact, a real registered company. So how do you create an account with AI Trade 500 and get started? First of all, head down into the description and click the link. And once the website opens, you click sign up. And make sure that you put your full name, come up with the username, your email address, your password, which you have to put twice. Come up with the secret question just in case you forget your password, and also the secret answer. Make sure you agree to the terms and conditions and click register. Okay, so now how do you make a deposit? So the first thing that you do is you go to your account page and then you head over to make a deposit. So if you were to decide that you were going to deposit $1,000, these will be your returns as we discussed earlier. So the first thing that you need to do is select which payment system that you want to use. They have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Tether, Litecoin, Ripple, Stellar, Tether BEP20, Dogecoin, and Tron. And then you just come down here and click deposit. Now next, you will be given a QR code and an address to the wallet to send the money. Copy the address or use the QR code, and within a matter of minutes, the money will be sent and available in your account. And then when you come to the dashboard, you will see that there is an active deposit available, invested, and ready for use. So to be able to withdraw, you need to make sure that you have your wallet settings already set up in order to get the money that you earn. So you first head over to settings. So as you can see over here on the right, there are many options for payments. So they have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, XRP, Tron, Binance, Stellar, just to name a few. So you want to drop your receiving wallet address into the appropriate section. And once you've put everything in, click update so that everything can be updated. Now, just as a quick note, if you plan to receive a payout in XRP, After your wallet address, make sure that you put the colon followed by your XRP tag, just like this. And just to make you all aware again, I am not your financial advisor, and this is just me documenting my personal journey. Please do your own research before you make any type of investment, and check out the disclaimer down in the description. Now let's get to the video. I put out a video telling everybody, hold your horses, let's watch this move, and let's see what happens. And exactly what I said was going to happen, happened. I got a lot of hate for it. Hey, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. FUD, F-U-D, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I got a lot of, this guy's an idiot and this, that, and the third. What happened? I mean, a lot of you all are in the red and going to stay in the red for a little while. But before I get to the point of this video, let's run that tape back and check out exactly what happened. If you want to know when the dumb money is entering and you're pretty much going to get dunked on, right? You're going to become the liquidation for whales. You need to look at Google Trends, okay? YouTube trends on Google Trends, if that makes sense. So I head over to that, right? I always talk about, doesn't matter what the cryptocurrency is, we can look at a ton of them. You want to be in on these cryptocurrencies when they are under 25, okay? As of right now, we are heading to 100. So the liquidation, and as you can see, it says value for this point, partial incomplete data. That is because we haven't passed these dates yet. But when it starts to hit 100, that is when people are going to start taking profits. This is something that whales know, but the average dumb money person that's seeing these things going viral on social media, that's getting these notifications from Uphold and Coinbase, don't know about, right? So you see this large candle right here. There will be a pullback. This is where people will lose their money. This isn't the time to get into this. The time to get into this was down here. Everybody's running to try and jump into this just because it's 1 cent or less than 1 cent, thinking that you can turn 1 cent and this thing may go to $25, and now you're sitting somewhere in the Bahamas with your feet kicked up, twinkling your toes. See, here's the thing. When it comes to cryptocurrency or any investment for that matter, you cannot allow your feelings to get involved in a decision to purchase or hold or, whatever, any of these cryptocurrencies. I never get my feelings involved because I am on the other side of the understanding of knowing what happens and what goes down with these cryptocurrencies. See, a lot of you all got excited. That excitement will have you losing money every time. Now, I'm not taking away from the technology or the possibilities of Zebec network, but what I am saying is you have to think from the perspective of the smart money and not the dumb money. The people that have the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the people that get super excited because they're seeing something promoted all over social media and thinking that it's a great time to get in because it's pumping. That is the worst time to get in. You let everybody get dunked on, as most of you did, and then you take a position into some of these cryptocurrencies. Or you find them before they become promoted or popular throughout social media and on these different networks like CoinMarketCap and on Twitter and all of that. Now, here's the thing. It is still coming down. I told you all, you can use the Google Trends to point out when a coin is going to pump and when it is going to dump. And in this case, I pointed out that this thing is going to dump, and it did exactly that, and it is not finished. So if you look at Google Trends right now, it is around a 45 or a 42. The best time to get in is when it is around 20 to 25, when it is quiet. Okay. Now we're going to see more downside because of the liquidation of a lot of, paper assets because of this war that just started with Israel. They did that bombing last night. So we're going to see more downside. Now we may see the downside faster, but we were going to see it despite the war happening or not. See, here's the thing that you all have to understand. The majority of these cryptocurrencies are pure and utter garbage. Okay, they are recycling. Hey, here's a new payment system every day, right? It's redundant. There's a new payment system that comes out, right? And I get it. Zebec network is, doing payroll and this, that, and the third. And it's maybe one of the only ones that are involved in this, or one of the leading cryptocurrencies that are involved in payroll processing, right? Let's just use that as an example. That is fine and dandy, but you have to look at the bigger play here. Let me break down to you how this works, especially with cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, or any business, pays for marketing, including Zebec network. They needed the money to make moves that they need to make. Okay. So what do? They say, hey, marketing company, you go out and you find a bunch of influencers that we can pay. Here's our budget. You pay them whatever you see that they're worth and get them to promote this cryptocurrency all on the same day, week, month, whatever. That then drives the price because you have hundreds of thousands of people that come in and the money flows in. And then you have the insiders, right? The insider whales, right? If you go and look at the ledger, there were a lot of whales that liquidated their positions at the top of this large candle, like I told you was going to happen. Okay, so that's how these things work. But if you're on the other side, you're getting emotionally attached to these cryptocurrencies and to the ideas of these companies, that is where you will lose your money like most people have. Now, there are a lot of people that had Zebec Network a year ago, or so, or 2 years ago, however long, and they did great. Hopefully they, took profits and got out, right? The whole point is to make money, not just to hold on to a coin and say, I told you so, right? But that's how these things work. They needed some money to, purchase a company, to pay to get into certain rooms. And that goal was accomplished. And you became the liquidity for that. Okay. So moving forward, you have to pay attention to what everybody else is not paying attention to. You can search all over YouTube, social media, whatever. You're not going to see anybody looking at the Google Trends flow, the YouTube trends within Google, of the flow of traffic going to these things. And as you can see, the dump matches the Google Trends. Like I said in my video when I first talked about Zebec Network. Now I'm looking for it to come down a little bit. I put out a chart saying, hey, it's going to come down. I'm looking for a 50% retracement before I get in. Okay. But watching the pump, okay, you have two choices, right? You can load up on a short position using Kraken, like I talked about previously. I'll put the link in the description. Or you can just wait and buy it. Or you can do both, right? Hedge your position if you're already, if you already got dunked on. But these are things that people need to learn. I never chase or get attached to any cryptocurrency. None of them. And I'm not saying that it's not going to go to 1 cent or a dollar or whatever. I'm not saying that. But to reduce the amount of money you lose, reduce the pain, to get a faster return on investment, you need to do one of two things. Number one, you need to get into these coins early. Or number two, you need to wait until everybody else becomes the extra liquidity and gets dunked on and then buy in. It is a very simple concept to understand. Never marry any of these coins. If you go back to 2017, the majority, 90% of the coins that were out then aren't around right now, because a lot of them become redundant. Okay. You have some of these companies that make a lot of money and then they just close down the business and go on, a pump and dump, or their technology becomes obsolete. Right. So, again, 99% of these cryptocurrencies are pure and utter garbage. They won't be here a year from now, 2 years, 10, 20 years from now. Okay. Now, Zebec, like I said, Zebec Network may be a great cryptocurrency or a great technology, but you have to play the game a certain way. You have to get away from the crowd. If sheep get slaughtered, okay? Sheep get slaughtered. If you're running with everybody else, you're going to get slaughtered in this game. It is not a very hard concept to grasp. You have to remove your emotions and your excitements from this. When I see a cryptocurrency, all these people on Instagram and YouTube, they're all talking about and it's trending, I say, okay, got one. And I just lock in, right? All right, I'm about to short this one. And then I'm looking for a buy position to buy back in. Okay. That's what you have to do. Don't get excited because you see this thing being less than 1 cent and you think you can put $1,000 in there, and in the morning you're going to wake up and now you can quit your job and go and do whatever. Of course, you see stories all over the internet of people doing this. Yes, it's possible, but you have to learn to take the position at the appropriate time. Okay, that's where a lot of people miss, is the appropriate time, because people get emotionally involved. I saw a lot of people, yeah, I saw everybody talking about, but I just bought in just to, catch a couple of games. But most people, the majority of people, have lost their money or in a negative position on Zebec network. Not everyone, but the majority. Okay, so I just want to just throw this video out there just to holler at you all about it. I told you so. You can watch a bunch of my videos. I predict these things 95% accuracy, because cryptocurrency is still in early stages. Okay, I think in the future the cryptocurrency market is going to become manipulated like the forex market. But while it's not being fully manipulated like forex, it is a lot easier to predict these things. Okay, because you mostly have institutional investors involved, right? Or, the everyday Joe, right? But you don't have, these banks that are in it and that are manipulating the prices, and doing stop hunts and doing all this crazy stuff like how you see with the forex market, right? So we're in the early stages of that. The early stages of the forex market were a lot easier to predict before it became super manipulated. But now cryptocurrency is in that early stage. In the future, it will be manipulated, right? Now, you have some that can manipulate it, right? Like some of these whales that hold the majority of the coins, and they dump, and it causes, the market to come down, and then other people start dumping, and then, it becomes a spiral, right? But you still have a chance to get big gains in this market. You just have to be careful. You have to pay attention, right? If you can find some of these coins early on, get in and hold on to it for a little while, wait for it to be promoted all over social media, then you dunk on everybody else, right? But until you reach that skill set, you have to stay away from the FOMO. I'm giving you all the tools for free to be able to do this. Just look at the Google Trends, look at the price action, and it will give you an indication of when you can either short these things or when you should be buying. Okay? Again, I appreciate you all. It's the Crypto Goon, always the one, never the two. Crypto Goon, out.